So you want to work on a cruise ship? Maybe this video is for you. Right, I've got some bullet points because I think that's going to help me try and remember everything I'm trying to do and trying to say. So this is aimed at musicians who are thinking of doing a cruise ship contract, especially for piano vocalists, because that's what I can speak on behalf of, because that is what I do on board. But this could also include bands and solo musicians and whatever it is. So this video is for you, and it also talks about the positives, negatives about cruise ships. Not that there's many negatives, but you know, there's every job has its whatever the word is. So yeah, this video might not be for you at all, but if it is, then keep watching until the end and let me know what you think. So the first thing you should do if you want to work on a cruise ship, if you are a musician, my absolute number one rule is start social media, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, Facebook music page, whatever it is, preferably Instagram. That's what I suggest. Get your music page ready. So if you have a personal account and it's on private, not great if you need to send it off to the people who will be reviewing your stuff. You want all your music stuff in one go, so then if anyone asks for your stuff and to see whatever you do, you can send it to them and everything's there. It's basically your profile. So get your social media ready, get all the videos up, not just photos. You want videos. That's the thing they're going to be watching, okay? And same as YouTube videos. If you want to do it that way, you can just link your YouTube channel and then you'll have all the videos of what you can do. So you want it to be easily available to. My number 2 point is the agent. You need to get a cruise ship agent. So I use Gary Parks. He's got me every cruise ship gig from my very first contract to this current one. I have no reason to use anybody else, but there are many cruise ship agents out there, but I will put his details below. If you are a piano vocalist, he is based in London and their agency's down in London. Not that you really need to go into the office, you can do everything online these days, it's incredible. But get your social media ready. So before you approach an agent, you want to have everything ready to go and say, this is me, so he doesn't have to go back and forth and say, send me this, what do you look like, send me a picture of yourself. You want absolutely everything ready already, so then he can just get you on something really quickly. So the more work you do at the beginning before you approach an agent, easier it is for you and for them. That's my best advice. Videos, photos, just everything. How do you sound? What do you look like? And what is your availability? Go tell them. I'd love to do a cruise ship. I can happily do 6-month contracts. I'm available now. And the sooner you're available, probably the sooner you're going to get one as well. If you just say, next February, they'll push you aside because they need people all the time. There's so many cruise ships, there's so many companies, and that one agent will deal with multiple companies, not just the one. So social media, get an agent, and then they will deal with everything else and you can just sit back and relax. If you want to speed up everything as well, have your passport details, pictures, your whatever requirements you need, whatever they're going to ask you. You can just, I used to just do that. This is me, this is my name, this is my age, this is my weight. I can get a medical, I'm available for this. If you know what I'm trying to say. The more you do at the beginning, the less you have to do back and forth. So that makes life easy. Okay, so then the agent will speak to you if they like what you do, and then they will try and see what you are best for. So for me, I'm a bit more young and fun. So I am always at the moment working on Royal Caribbean. It's my favourite company I've worked for. I've only worked for 2, one P&O, which I really enjoyed as well, and Royal Caribbean. But this gig is a little bit more suited to me because I'm young and fun. No one's ever said that, but that is me self-labelling. But this gig's a bit more party crowds and younger crowds. If you are classically trained or you're a bit of a jazz guy or gal and you love tunes from the 50s, you're probably suited to an older audience who love all of that. So maybe Royal Caribbean's not for you. Maybe they'll put you in with an older kind of audience like Saga Cruises. If you are a jazz musician and you want to be in a quartet, then some cruises have specific bands on different things. But for piano vocals, personally, I think Royal Caribbean is the absolute best. And no one told me to say that. No one is paying me anything to say that. I just absolutely love it. Always have, always will. Okay, so my first question I would ask you is, can you handle being away from home for so long? Some people can, some people can't, some people find out. And then everyone has their ups and downs. Some people just don't mind being away at all, and some people really struggle with it. So currently I'm only here for 3 weeks because I'm doing a filler contract, so someone needed to start later than they anticipated. So I'm just here for 3 weeks because I don't currently have the 3-month availability at the moment. So it's just not something I can do. But any short contracts, whenever I have a couple of months off and my other gig, then that's when I'll be able to fill in, and I won't be doing long contracts. So you've got to kind of see whatever you want to do. Again, mention this to your agent in your email. I would love to do 3, 4 months, 6 months, 9 months if you're in a band, 6 to 9 months, etc. So each musician has different rough contracts. My friend on board who's in the jazz quartet, what's he contracted to do? He's doing 4 to 6 months usually is what they are required to do, and they're doing 5 months at the moment. So each role has different lengths. So decide whether or not you think you can handle being away from home for so long. People have family, people have partners at home, and it's hard sometimes. Number 2 is internet. So different cruises have different prices and different internet situations, but it's one of the biggest expenses on board. I pretty much only spent money on internet at one point when I wasn't renting, because I was trying to do really long contracts. This was a few years ago. And my only expense was internet, and it is expensive, you know, it's not easy, and they make it expensive for a reason, because they would not be able to operate if every single person on board had internet, especially on these large ships. It's a long story. I can't talk too much about it because I don't fully understand, but I know Virgin Cruises have free internet for crew members. Is that true? I think it is. Let me just, got a gig in an hour. So internet, that's your biggest expense. You don't get free internet. So if you're an internet gal or guy, then you've got to spend a lot of money. Right, okay, cool. Breathe. Next point. Okay, here's one I would say for pianists, mostly. Maybe I'm being biased because this is all I know about, especially for schooner bar people or what I do, piano vocals. If you think you can go on board and learn on the job, you've got to do it in a different way. You will not have access to a piano most of the time. It depends on the ship. I'm here for 3 weeks. I do not have access to any piano on board. The piano I play at night is there 24/7, of course, but there's people walking in and out. I can't go and practice at 2 a.m. even. There's people there. Some cruise ships have it where you have a keyboard that you can practice on, or sometimes in the crew area. There's always people there. And there's also many pianists who would want to try and practice it. So do not solely rely on being able to practice. Try and learn how to practice without a piano. I know that sounds so crazy, but I'm just looking out for you because I've had to learn that way. Whenever someone requests a song, I have to try and learn it without the piano. So just try and figure out the chords. Your ears will get so much better. So that's the good news. But the bad news is you can't really practice. I actually have a piano app on my iPad just if I'm ever desperate to work out keys or whatever I can't do, and just make sure that the chord progressions I'm writing down are correct, because a lot of the time they are not. Another top tip, if you're a piano vocalist or a guitar vocalist, learn how to transpose, especially on the spot, because your voice, if you're singing so much, you just will start getting a deeper voice. Right now my voice is so much deeper than it was when I first came on board, because you're singing quite a lot, and if someone's requesting Whitney, Celine, Aretha, whatever they're requesting, you might want to drop them down quite significantly. I find I do that a lot. So just really try and nail the skill of transposition. That's a big tip from me. Sorry, see you in a bit. What can I talk about? So you've got to be mentally strong to do a cruise ship, I think, or it definitely helps you develop some mental strength. You're with people from all over the world. You get to meet so many amazing people, and it's hard. It can be really, really hard. And not just speaking for musicians, I'm talking for any role on the ships. People have got crazy hour jobs. People are grafting so hard, and some people are on board for 9-10 months and they don't see the family for that whole time, and they're working all day. And for us, we have a very privileged job where we can just play for a few hours a day, which I'm not degrading. It's very difficult and we've worked very hard to get here. But we do rock up and we do have the rest of the day to be able to do whatever we want. Compared to a lot of people, the majority of people who work on cruise ships, they do not have that. So be prepared to be the annoying person in the room a lot of the time to other staff members. We just annoy people by existing, and I kind of get it, but do what you can and just work hard. And if you've got this gig, you got it for a reason, and good for you. I'm totally not following this this bullet point thing I sort of write down. I kind of stopped after 2. I got internet and being away from home as the cons. So yeah, if you this is what you want to do, I highly recommend you do it, and do it whilst you're young. And if you don't have a partner or a family, do it now. But one thing that might happen is you might absolutely love it and you might end up doing it for the rest of your life, because I've watched people start off and then now they're still just hopping from ship to ship, going on contracts everywhere, you know, and then people want to see the world and people want to try and change itineraries. But the majority of people who I have befriended on cruise ships absolutely love it, and it's amazing. I would highly recommend it to someone if you just want to go on board, even if you don't want to work. But this is mostly aimed at people who do want to work on the ship. So yeah, I guess whilst I'm here as well, I have a gig in about 45 minutes. I'm pretty much ready apart from clothes. What was my point? Okay, another point we should talk about is how much do you work? So for piano vocalists and vocalists, let's talk about vocalists and piano vocals mostly. It's a lot of singing, a lot. You are singing 6 nights a week on Royal Caribbean, which we're very lucky we get a day off. Some cruise ships, you don't get a day off at all. I'm mostly doing 4 sets a night, and that's 4 45-minute sets, sometimes hour sets. So it's hefty. During the day, look after your voice. It's so important. Drink tea all the time. Don't drink alcohol, just don't do it. I've tried cruise ship contracts where I've partied and had the most amount of fun I could have had and became friends with everybody on board and just had the best time, but felt like vocally I couldn't deliver as well. And then I've also gone the complete opposite way, which is so me, and I've just avoided people, not said a word during the day, not got off the ship, just focused, just been drowning water and just doing the gig and being able to give my best performance, but just being exhausted as well and just having no life. And now I've learned how to, I don't even know if it's balance. I mean, I'm kind of doing that side still. I'm still not really talking to anybody. I'm trying to be quiet. I'm actually just talking to you guys, which is really quite a lot anyway. So yeah, vocal health is the most important thing ever, and you will lose your voice at some point if you're doing a long contract. No matter what anyone says, no matter how hard you try, you're gonna lose your voice, even if it's just for a few days. But you will end up in medical and you will get upset because you can't work for a few days, but you've got to look after it, because if you can't work for the short amount of time they can give you off, if after that you're still not ready to go back, you're going home and they'll get someone else. So vocal health is so important, and try and stay physically healthy, mentally healthy, you know, do whatever you can. Don't be like my first Royal Caribbean contract where I had so much fun, but not good. There you go, life lessons with Soph. I'd also say that Royal Caribbean specifically, and P&O as well, and every cruise ship you'll ever go on, is if you are working on board, the #1 requirement is that guests come first. So let's say you want to know about privileges that you get on cruise ships. Can I go to a guest gym? Yes, I can. Can I eat in guest restaurants? Yes, I can. Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I use these facilities? Yes, you can, but guests come first. So if it's busy, you should not go then. If whatever happens, guests come first. If you don't really want to sing that kind of song but the guests want it, you should sing that song because the guests want it. Your job is, you are employed by this cruise ship and you are there to do a service. You're not there just to have fun and to do whatever you think's best. You are there for the people on board. That's good stuff, I like that. What else can I mention? Another thing is, can I get off the ship? So yes, you can. Whatever ports you are doing, whatever itinerary you're doing, you can get off, go and see the world. During the day, especially if you're a musician, you'll never be playing whenever we're in port. Don't know if that's true. I think maybe some of the bands who play by the pool or the stowaway guys might actually be playing, but my personal job, we don't play whenever we're in port. And a lot of the people who run the shops, they get to go off during the day. And a lot of people get to get off during the day, so that's always nice. So yeah, if you have an itinerary request, if you're very lucky in that job, which is quite niche, so kind of like mine, you can start to request itineraries, especially if you're doing long contracts. So I always said, any American contract, please. I would love to start off in Florida, or I'd love to start off in New Jersey, sorry. At the moment, I'm going out of Texas. Never been to Texas before, to be fair. Any part of America, I'd say, yeah, I'm good. And I don't really mind where we go. I'm happy to go anywhere. But Usually you'll find that you repeat a lot of the itineraries. It's usually week contracts if you're on Royal Caribbean. And as for other contracts, it's different. It varies completely. I know my P&O contract was always the 2-week cycle. So you'd have the same guest for 2 weeks, and then you have the turnaround day, and then that same day you start all over again. So you can always have a look if they offer you a contract, just see where the ship's going, see if that's something you want to do. Sometimes we can't be picky, but I've been very lucky to actually have the contracts I've had. I've always managed to go to a different place, start off in a different place at least. So I've managed to see quite a lot of, not necessarily the world, but mostly America and South America, I'd say. Yeah, my first contract I sailed out of Southampton, which is my closest port to my house. So for my first contract, when I didn't know what to take, how much to take, I was just panicking. I took my keyboard because I thought, what if I can't practice? I took everything, but it was just not down the road exactly, but really close to me. I didn't have to fly. So remember, you are flying mostly for these itineraries or these contracts. You're usually flying to the place. It depends where you are, of course, but so the company will always pay for your flights there and back. You don't have to pay for any of that. They'll pay for the travel there and back. And yeah, you've just got to take whatever you can take on board with you. People always bring too much, and then I started learning that you don't need it. There's laundry on board, of course, so you can do all of that on there. And yeah, so I just bring a 1 suitcase. I don't even bring a piano anymore, but my first 2 contracts I did, and ooh, yeah, it was painful. And I realised I didn't practice that much anyway, because I was playing every evening pretty much, so I was exhausted. So I didn't want to play anyway during the day. I just wanted to listen to the songs, which I should be doing right now, but instead I'm talking to you. Anyway, if you have any questions about working on a cruise ship and what you can do once you have your social media, or like just before you approach an agent, if you want any advice or you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'll put my email down below, or like here somewhere if I can figure out how to edit that. Just give me an email and I'll do my best to reply to you, and I highly recommend it. I've had the most amazing experiences. I really enjoy it. So if it's something you want to try, give it a try. You might hate it, but okay, you're getting paid to travel the world and play music, so it can't be that bad. So yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, just give me an email. I'll try my best to reply, and if you do it, then I wish you all the best, and I hope you have the most amazing contract. And yeah, any questions, just either write them down below or send me an email. But I hope this was kind of helpful for musicians on cruise ships. And I'm off to gig in about 25 minutes now, so I'm gonna get changed and I'm gonna show you what I look like, and I might even put a tiny little clip of what I do just in case you want to see it. So yeah, more cruise content all on my channel. Subscribe if you would like to, and thumbs up really helps me, so pretty please do that. And yeah, have a good day. Hopefully see you on another cruise ship. So this is personally the style I like to go for on cruise ships, but this is because my job's quite specific. I don't think anyone else will be dressed like this on cruise ships. I also don't recommend it, but can you guess what I do if you don't know already? I like to wear clothes like this because I think it makes me more approachable. I think people would come up to me and they just go, she can have fun. Yeah, can you play this song? I don't know if that's just a crazy thing I developed in my head, but I think it kind of works. Anyway, Elton John, when as soon as I start getting Elton John requests, I put these on and try and make sure that people have fun all the time. I hope this video was slightly helpful, and yeah, subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you don't mind. Thanks. That way. Now Rexall Cup is the best receptacle for barbecues, tailgates, fairs and festivals, and you, sir, do not have a pair of testicles if you prefer drinking from a glass. Rexall Cup is cheap and disposable, and in 14 years they are decomposable, and unlike my homely are not foreclosable, but Freddie Mac can kiss my ass. Rexall Cup.